Hello, everyone, and welcome to my session, The Impact of Cloud-Driven Data on the Future of FinTech. My name is Avishay Matz, and I am a Cloud Solution Architect at WideOps Ltd. Today, we are going to talk about FinTech in the cloud, understand what is data, infrastructure, and how can you avoid dealing with that, talking about cloud technology, what is AI, and demonstrate some great tools that you can use. About WideOps. WideOps started its businesses with Google Cloud in 2015 after Google launched Google Cloud service in Israel. WideOps is a premier Google Cloud partner, and being a premier partner requires us to uphold more rigorous standards in the customer satisfaction, as well as in proficiency in everything that has to do with Google Cloud. We provide migration, integration, architectural consolidation, support, and everything else that has to do with Google Cloud. And we are proficient in any products offered today by Google Cloud, from Kubernetes engine to machine learning, all through serverless, service, and so on. Welcome to FinTech industry. I want to talk to you about the factors that cloud affect the future in the FinTech, in the finance. How can this technology shape the future of the industry? Let's take, for example, companies from Silicon Valley. Why did they start? They started because they wanted to make a difference. They wanted to solve problems. And this is a different way of thinking than just making money, right? Obviously, every business wants to make a profit. The question is how. There are three things I want you to think about when you think about FinTech. It's the experience and the satisfaction. It's how we do stuff using automation and specialization. Take Revolut, for example. Recently, my colleague from Bulgaria got his new Revolut card. Revolut is a fintech startup which allows you to pay anywhere with any currency with the best rate. My colleague converted euro into shekels at a very good rate, and when he got it, he was very happy. He saved about 5% whenever he comes to visit in Israel. That's a great experience for him, and he's feeling satisfied. There are so many risks using credit cards, right? In a way that different companies just charge more for the risk. Companies are afraid that a fraud incident is going to happen and all those risks. Well, we can solve this problem using machine learning and artificial intelligence. For example, if I come to Singapore and I purchase a new car, it should pop up as a fraud, right? Obviously, on my first trip to Singapore, I wouldn't buy a new car. And this can be detected by computer power. World of API. System talking to the systems. Just imagine you are on Google Maps and you are trying to go to destination. And Google says you could take bubble bus or taxi or rental bicycle, and this is the cost. Every information it collects from different sources, different apps, so you could quickly decide what is better for you. And this is the world of APIs. It's using APIs, a system talking the systems. This is what we are doing in BaaS, for example. BaaS, banking as a service. And that leads me to this. There is one thing that always gets me excited. A fresh data set ready for research. You probably think I'm crazy and that I should get out more often, but it's like being an explorer. You are not in search of new lands. You are in search of new knowledge and insights. You could make a difference. You could make investing more productive. You could make market safer and more transparent. We are all surrounded by data. Users pull data together from a whole bunch of different sources, different ads, different YouTube videos, social data, transactional data. The data comes in a lot of shapes and size and need to be stored, or joined together. When we talk about data and about what we can do with it, it sounds like magic. Like we can push a button and we can change the world, right? So you got your data. Then the process of getting insights from your data includes extracting that data from a variety of sources, do some transformation, some preparation, and then eventually you are gonna push it into a data set or whatever you wanna call it. And it continues to grow. More and more data, and we need to store all the data somewhere, right? And we always need to be prepared for more, data. To buy the right infrastructure, but at the same time, not to purchase too much and spend too much money. So many things to worry about. Thanks to cloud solutions like Google Cloud, we don't need to worry about the infrastructure anymore. We can always get more or less resources and pay only for what we use and what we need. And then we are free to deal with our data. When it comes to data, the tools make the rules. If your business has a small amount of data, you might be able to store it in a spreadsheet, right? But as your amount of data grows to gigabytes, terabyte, or even petabyte scale, you need highly scalable system like a data warehouse. All that data isn't very useful unless you have a way to analyze it. Google has some great tools. Google BigQuery, Cloud Spanner, Cloud SQL. There are a lot of options here in this slide. Each tool has its own advantages and its own use cases. And again, by using cloud power, you are free from dealing with the infrastructure. And because of the bounty of resources, you can grow rapidly. One of my favorite tools is BigQuery. BigQuery is a fully managed service, which means you don't need to set up or install anything, and you don't require the database administrator. It has full integration to many tools such as ODBC, JDBC drivers. It's a fully managed and serverless data warehouse, which empower you to focus on analytics, insights instead of managing infrastructure. You can simply log into your Google Cloud project from any browser and get started. But not all of us speaks data language. For most people, that's not even possible. They may not speak SQL or SQL. They may not understand how the data is structured in the database. And they may not have access to the data in the database, even if they can do the other things. If only I had the ability to say what I want to learn from my information, and it just would happen. That's where Looker's come in. Looker recently purchased by Google. Looker is a business intelligence software and a big data analytics platform that helps you to explore, analyze, and share real-time business analytics easily. Looker is that critical piece that actually allow you to ask questions of the data. Looker allow you to analyze the data without having to get down and dirty and really understand the schema of the data in the database. That's really powerful. You can obviously enable users to ask questions and make better data-driven decisions. You could also drive downstream service like artificial intelligence, machine learning workflow. Asking your dataset questions is a very important step. The question you can ask your database can retrieve many important metrics and insights, which can help you understand your business in a new ways, such as creating relevant dashboard and analytics. And then your insight can clearly guide you to your next step. Looker sits directly on top of your database. And Looker can plug into most of the tool that you are using in the cloud. Then then you can query, so if you can query petabytes of data in BigQuery in seconds, then you can query petabytes of data in Looker in seconds, or without having to do anything special, because Looker is sitting directly on top of BigQuery. It can also integrate insights into all the tools that people are already using. And we know that makes a huge difference in adoption. Because if you force people to come out with the tool that they are not using and learn a new tool, that's a big barrier to entry, right? If instead you take meaningful data that can answer the questions and push it into the place that they are already working, that make it a lot easier for them to adapt and ask follow-up questions. And that's where AI comes in, or artificial intelligence. AI, everyone talks about it. What is it? AI can find patterns even better than humans. It's computers thinking like human with extra thinking. AI in fintech can do a lot to change. AI in fintech can do a lot and change our life for the good. I want to encourage you to dream about AI and what you can do with it. If you think about AI, there are a lot of things that can be done in fintech. Chatbot. A well-planned one can help you in your life, right? Can help you to plan your expenses, remind you to do things, alert you or recommend you to take certain actions. Fraud and threats. We talked about frauds and threats. For example, we are all familiar with the verification questions, such as what's your mother's middle name, what is your pet's name, where are you born, and etc. These things can be found out by AI, right? And visual identification. Your fingerprints are gone. This is the next point which we can leverage in fintech. AI in fintech can do a lot and change our lives for the good. The potential value creation from AI is one of the largest for the banking industry at $1 trillion in incremental value, according to recent McKinsey study. AI can not only help banks enhance their services, but also enable greater automation, allowing financial services firms and fintech to make informed decisions quicker and with great efficiency. It can further drive revenue with better service delivery, as well as reduce costs with enhanced operational efficiencies from automation and lower error rates. As you can see here in the slide, merging data into BigQuery visualization with Looker, building model that yield insights, and then passing those values back into Google Ads businesses to active on offers. Fintech that do not embrace AI as an integral part of their strategy and operation risk disengaging their customers and losing out to the competition, especially as more and more digital product producing. Banks and fintechs, however, have a long talk about using data to make more relevant offers and better understand customer needs. Most traditional organizations only use a small percentage of the data that is available for them. Each time a fintech or a bank builds or buys a new system, it needs to move data in and out of that system as their infrastructure expands. It's not unusual for T1 banks to operate in a different system or different languages. With thousands of data streams moving between those systems, this can slow down processing speed and overall efficiency. It's important to mention that it's critical to choose where you need the compute power to run. Google's data centers and network architecture are designed for maximum reliability and uptime. Your workload are securely distributed across multiple regions, availability zones, and network cables to provide strong built-in redundancy and application availability. Panda is one of our valued clients, and Panda specialized in building a high-performance, cutting-edge technology for the online financial trading industry. For Panda's system, it's critical to react in a matter of milliseconds in different regions. That's why when we designed Panda architecture, we needed to define locations that Panda aimed to work in. Thanks to cloud technologies, we are more free to deal with what we really care about. With no infrastructure to manage, you can easily leverage products like BigQuery to analyze gigabyte to petabyte of data in minutes and not in months. BigQuery machine learning allows data analysis to deploy machine learning with SQL or SQL, providing the hassles of learning new language like Python. Security. Google encrypt data in transit between Google's facilities and ensuring that it can only be accessed by authorized roles and service with added access to the encryption keys. By using cloud technology, you are bringing the best of innovation products and services to enable enterprises to create new user experience, transform their operation, and launch new products. And last but not least, one of the issues we all need to be care about is carbon emission. As you all know, any computer power needs energy, which leads to carbon emissions. Using Google Cloud means a zero carbon emissions. Google matches 100% of energy consumed by global operation with renewable energy and maintains a commitment to carbon neutrality. I'm more optimistic about the future. How much innovation can happen? It doesn't matter in which field, payment, insurance, investment, or banking. Remember that innovation can happen all the time in any field. You just need to keep up to technology. And remember this: if you improve something that saves you money, saves you time, you have more time to improve it again. I hope it's been informative to you, and I would like to thank you for coming in. Bye-bye.